Alrighty, my friends, we are back and we are ready for the quarterfinals. We are moving our way up this bracket, which is awesome. We'll be updating the bracket just a second. That once that's set up, you can hit that in the command and check it out. But we are here also with another new guest. Freddie, are you ready for the quarterfinals?
Dude, I am so excited because I know what's coming.
We have chosen a ship that we are going to force these players into something, which is awesome. But I do get to introduce our next guest, which you have a couple different names. Mr. Easy Money, aka Mr. Mysterious Saxophone, aka Blizz Archon J. How are you doing, Blizz? Welcome.
I'm great. Yeah. I go by all those different names because I can't choose one. I'm
You like all the
Mysterious
names, huh?
Saxophone. I'm Mysterious Saxophone in the Twitch chat. If you've seen me in the Twitch chat.
Okay, awesome.
And I'm
Well,
Mr. Easy Money on the
you
forums.
are a translator of Arsenal Plus. Is that right?
Yeah. The thing is, like, I'm not a native Russian speaker, and the whole thing is that no one was translating it. It popped up on the forums at like 2016 sometime, and we were like, wow, there's all this different stuff. There's all this, like, it looks like a whole new mod overhaul. And yeah, and then I started working on it, but I don't know any Russian. I had to rely on online tools.
Interesting. So you have basically translated Arsenal Plus from a language you don't speak, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah,
Is that right?
correct. Yeah, that's correct. It's better than it sounds. I didn't at the beginning. I was using the raw translation, and that didn't. It was hard to understand. But the translation tools got better, and I also use like vanilla, like some of vanilla text. I try and look at that as reference material. And one more thing was, I use vanilla as reference material, and whatever words don't make sense, I like. Also, I talked to Bamolf. He's the creator. Bamolf. He's the creator of Arsenal Plus, and
Does he speak English at all?
He does, but I think he's it's not as great, so that's probably why he was shy coming on. So.
Well, that's cool. Well, I'm looking forward to talking to you more about the mod and your work on it. But we're gonna talk to our players first, so we can get into game before we do that. So we have two more players that need no introduction. I'm sorry, I cannot hear what you're saying, Casalian. Oh, we want to talk the bracket first. Okay, I'm sorry. I need to tell you about the bracket. So let me pull up the bracket so I can look at it, because we are in our first round of the quarterfinals, which is going to be Retreat versus Farb. Are we going to flash that? There it is. Retreat versus Farb is going to be our first matchup of the day. So this link will be, as soon as we get it updated, I'm going to put it on the chat so you all can check it out. But that's going to be first matchup. Next matchup is going to be Hollow versus Rakagak. And you guys can check all the rest of that bracket out. But that kind of gives you an idea of what we're looking for. And then we'll be doing semifinals and finals tomorrow, which is super hype. And also, I got to mention, we have another sponsor, apparently. Focus Water is now a part of this tournament sponsorship. So thanks to them for being a sponsor for the stream. And let's go back and introduce our characters, because our competitors, who are both characters.
They're characters for sure. I mean, that was accurate. No need to apologize.
The first character is my doppelganger, of course, Mr. The Farb. How are you doing, Farb, sir? Are you doing well?
Yeah, but I'm mad at you guys.
You're mad? Why?
The ship picks.
Well, I'm sure chat just cannot wait to see what ships we picked for you.
He's mad at us? Excellent.
You just made Freddie so happy.
All the plan.
And of course, against the Farb is going to be Retreat, who had an amazing, huge high score for the first round. Retreat, how are you feeling, sir?
I guess the same, but let's see what happens.
The same as in mad at us too?
Yeah.
All right. Perfect. Then we've done our job.
2 for 2.
So, to show why they're so mad at us, let's bring up our bands. Our pick band. I chose the Mantis B.
And I was going to
And-
pick a different ship, but as soon as I heard Mantis B, I went with Mantis A.
All right. And it
I
might
chose
be,
I chose Mantis C because
There you go.
boarding.
and you can see why they might be a little mad at us. We're trying to force a little boarding competition here. And our ban phase is a little bit different this time because we now are in quarterfinals. Whoever got the highest score in the previous round gets kind of pick selection. Kind of they get to have their own choice if they want to pick or ban first or second. So retreat, you had the higher seeding. So do you want to ban first or do you want to ban second?
Farb bans first.
You want Farb to ban first. All right, Farb. What are you doing? What are you banning?
I'm gonna go Mantis B.
All right, banning.
I guess
my favorite
expected.
ship.
I ban Mantis A.
You're gonna ban Mantis A. Okay. So
This
Mantis
was
C,
secretly what I wanted to see, so it worked out perfectly.
all part of your master plan.
It is.
So mad.
All right. So while we're getting into the next scene, I'm gonna get the seed ready and post it in Discord as I read it out to you guys. So let me get that copy and pasted. It's in here. Actually, I don't think I'm in your Discord thing anymore. So I think I got kicked out of your Discord. Yeah. Okay, 1 second while I get put in the right Discord. They hated me so much I got kicked out of Discord. Oh my god. All right. So it is now posted in Discord. For those in chat, if you'd like to play along, it is going to be 209-8123. That is 209
What a retreat, dude.
23. All right. And these amazing Freddy has been banned by Farb for his ship name. And retreat is weird champ. Amazing. All right. Looks like we got seeds good. We're both on Mantis C. All right. Retreat, you ready?
Yep.
Farb, are you ready?
Yep. Good luck, retreat.
Good luck to you,
All right.
but I guess we're running the same seat, so supposedly we will both get lucky or unlucky.
True.
All right. Well, GLHF to both of you. Here we go. In 3, 2, 1, go. All right. This is our first quarterfinal match. I'm super psyched for this.
Yeah, this is going to be good. I hate the ship. I'm no good at it. Other people say it's not too bad, but I am no good at this ship. So I want to see people who are good play it. And they're doing what I do so far. So we'll see how it goes.
Did Farb just
Interesting
get
that they
something free?
both have the Lanius hanging out with the Mantis in the medbay or in the teleporter. That is not
Teleporter.
something I do.
All right, retreat immediately boards in weapons against this first guy. You can't really get a ship kill on, well, you can with Clone Bay. So that's
You
what
can
this
with
has
Clone
over
Bay.
the Mantis
It's going
B.
to take a long time, so I don't know how that factors into the tournament. Farb getting the short end of the stick here with this Zoltan shielded ship, but it is one, and it's one that has a med bay. He's going to have a hard time.
This is gonna
Got
be
a
a
small
long
bomb,
run.
too.
We're gonna buckle
Oh,
up for a long run.
Oh no!
What have I done?
Blizz, do you play a lot of FTL yourself?
I haven't played much recently, but I think I play more modded. But I have watched a lot of streamers like Billy Kirby and Crow and Dolphin Chemist. I've learned a lot from watching them. So
It's fun to watch really skilled players in a game that has this high of a skill cap as FTL does. And especially in boarding situations can be even more challenges, you know?
Farb is having to wait out this. The small bomb is horrible, and if he boards at the wrong time, gets small bomb. I think he's going to say no to this fight. I like it. That's a good choice.
I'm pretty sure he's cursing you even more, Freddy, right now.
Yeah, yeah, he is. That's the best part about this, to be honest.
I'm starting to see why Twitch chat likes to see me suffer so much as I see this.
It's enjoyable, isn't it?
Well, Blizz, why don't you tell us a little bit about Arsenal Plus? For those who don't know the mod, tell us kind of what people can find in the mod, what you like about the mod, and kind of what you've done to work on it.
Yeah, Arsenal Plus is this big overhaul mod created by the Russian modding community, and it just like CE or Insurrection, or I haven't played too much of Multiverse, so I can't say how much similar it is to Multiverse, but it adds a lot of different stuff from different sectors to lots of different events, lots of different weapons, lots of different drones, lots of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, my favorite thing about it is like the different. So it has all these different factions. Like there is an Order faction. It's only humans and they worship fire, and so they want to burn you out, and they have like fire suppression systems, so they don't burn.
Kind of like
So
slugs, basically.
Yeah. And so there's that, and then there's like these sligs that do a lot of clone bay boarding, and they want to kill you and like cook you up. So there's a lot of different factions, and then when you go into a sector with a faction, you'll see that they have all these weapons that the other factions don't have. So like the sligs, for example, will have these like crew killing weapons, that these like really like bright green crew killing weapons that you don't find in most other sectors. And yeah, and the same for other factions. There are a lot of different factions. That's also
That's
what
cool.
I like a lot about it.
That's very
Farb
cool.
in a really tough spot here. He's actually very wisely did the trick where you can run the Lanius back and forth to get him freshened up in the clone bay.
Okay.
That was really, really well played there.
Yeah, you can already tell this is probably going to be one of our longer runs because boarding just takes longer to get kills early game when you are fighting ships that are auto scouts. For one, we've had a lot of auto scouts they're trying to board. It seems like they're skipping.
Ooh, Earth Laser 1. Nice.
That's a
For
great
Farb, picking
pickup
that up
for
for
Farb.
free.
Yeah.
So much better. The bombs are terrible. This is one of those ships that the starting weapons are really bad.
Yeah. The thing about the ship that I think I like the least is the fact that you start off with probably two of the worst weapons in the game. Stun
Yeah,
bomb
you
and lock bomb
do.
are both pretty worthless.
Retreat here. Losing is hopefully that clone bay won't take too many shots because his Lanius is in there.
Yeah. Okay. It's only one
Guy's
damage
getting
missile.
away on him.
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna guess he's. Ugh, that's gonna lose him a jump. Is this the lose jump event? It is.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
they both have slow starts, but there's no other option for this ship.
Yeah.
I mean, it's going to be slow.
Yeah. Even if we were playing a stronger boarding ship, it's almost always slow unless it's like Crystal B, which is banned in the tournament. So
Yeah.
Well, Blizz, I know one of my favorite things about Arsenal Plus is kind of the crazy amount of weapons that's in the mod. Have you played a lot with using all the different crazy weapon modifications and stuff in Arsenal?
There are a lot of different weapons, and one thing that before I got into it is I played a lot of CE with like the endless loot add-on. So like I like variety a lot. So it would be crazy to like too much. But yeah, there's a lot of different weapons. Like there's like these like pierce weapons that have like look like harpoons. And there's like a hull repair bomb, which will like heal you for hull repair just like using missiles. Not
some early
too
scanners.
much, but...
Sorry, I didn't want to interrupt you, but scanners is big for Farb. So yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, and yeah, there's a lot of different weapons which can give you a lot of different opportunities. Like my favorite weapon is there's this like this point beam. It just does damage to one room, but it like gains like 1 damage each time you fire it, and then it can like get to like 5 damage or
like
something.
A charge
so
beam.
like
it's really cool.
Yeah. So that's probably my favorite weapon to use. But then there's like all these. Yeah, there are a lot of different lasers they added, and like more tiers to like the ion blasts, and like the later heavy ions do some system damage. There's like a lot of similarity to CE and SMPK. Yeah, so yeah, there's a lot of different weapons and drones you'll find. which
Very
can
cool.
give you different kind of advantages or challenges when you face them. So
All right, Retreat got that same Burst Laser 1. What's your plan on this ship, Freddy? What do you like
Treat's
to
got
do?
the free weapon. He got the free Burst Laser 1. Sorry, what was the question?
Oh, I was just asking what you like to do on this ship because I know you said you have a hard time. Do you like to get a weapon? Do you like to get your defenses up? What are you trying to do on this ship?
That's a tough question. Usually the answer is blow up.
That's not what you like to do, but what you usually end up doing, right?
The thing I like to do is hit an early store, and once you get some other kind of crew, it's actually pretty good, especially if you pick up like a Mantis, to start boarding with 2 Mantises and an NG early on. And quit boarding with the Lanius because he just complicates things. So if you can go to an early store, you can sell I think you get respirators or pheromones, one of the two. Maybe it's pheromones with this one.
Yeah,
I
you
don't
get
remember.
pheromones.
Is it pheromones? Okay.
It
so
is.
you
It's
sell
Mantis
that.
pheromones, yeah.
You sell your bombs. If you can buy a small bomb, a breach bomb, a Hermes missile, obviously one of the bigger weapons, flak, heavy laser, burst laser, something, and then get another crew, you're looking golden. But there's this like little hump you have to get over, which is the tough part of the ship.
Well, I like what Retreat did because he purposefully let his Lanius tank at the end of the previous fight to die. Because one of the hardest things to me about this ship is boarding with a Lanius and something else. Because when you have a Lanius and something else, it's kind of anti-synergy of your Lanius venting your own dude. So
yeah,
it's
the
also
Lanius,
hard to...
you obviously can't vent them to get them refreshed through the clone bay at full health. And trying to let them die off on occasion is very beneficial.
Both players did choose to get an early second shield, which I like that because a lot of these fights are going to be longer because you're boarding. So having that little bit of safety, I think is smart. Ooh.
Honestly, I would be looking at getting the clone bay up another notch so you don't have to cycle through it so quickly for safety, keeping your Lanius healthy. A lot of good reasons. It is pricey though.
Blizz, is this a ship that you have played much? The Mantis C?
I've not played this much, but I like that there's a stun bomb at the start just for the meme value. So
for the meme value. Well, why don't you tell us a little bit about you'd mentioned, I mean, you translated the Russian Arsenal Plus to English. Are there differences between the two mods that have come about because of the translation?
So I mean, while I was working on the mod, like there's a lot of text, so I had to go through all of the events, and on the way, like there's like maybe some things that I thought I should add to make it like things that just make sense, that'll make it better. There have been some instances where I've added something and then that change has gone into the official Russian. I mean, I also spot some like bug fixes just because I have to look over the entire file. So there's a lot of bug fixes. I think something that is something that's different though. There is like some things that are different, probably controversial, like the whole hacking change. I think in the original Russian, it just can't be shot down at all because they couldn't get it to like because of the drone bypass thing. They wanted it to be not get through, but they couldn't do it with the modding tools at the time. So they just lets you put it through. But I think in the recent version it has hyperspace and that it's controversial. There's at first I thought it just made sense that it wouldn't let you contra what the developer said, but I don't know, Crow has said a lot of good points on it, and there's a lot of like how much the player really needs the system to get by, how much it really helps you. So does like nerfing it, is that really a thing that you want to do? I think there are some other minor changes, but I hope I answered the question.
Yeah, for sure. Players don't like their hacking going away.
Farb found a free hull laser 2 at the end of his last couple fights ago, and had the scrap and just slammed it.
Hull laser
getting it online. So his weapons are looking really nice to help out with sticky boarding situations or get clone bays, med bays down, that kind of stuff.
Honestly, I don't mind changing to a gunship on this ship unless you get another crew.
That's been my strategy on the boarding practice runs is you kind of limp along with the boarding as long as you need to, and then
Mhm.
swap out to gunships to go faster.
Has Retreat gotten 2 solar flares in a row, or is this the same fight?
He's had
I
a
think that's-
couple.
Oof, that's pretty bad luck. You do not deal with fires super well with only 1 NG and a Mantis to deal with that.
I don't know if they were in a row. Ooh, his doors are down. He's got a fire in his
Ooh,
engines.
Yeah.
His engine's desperately repairing the O2, and
fighting a
his
burst laser
shields are
too.
going down. And he's got a burst laser too that's punching him.
Oof.
So he's in a real sticky spot at the moment.
I'm gonna guess he's cursing you right now. I'm gonna assume it's not me he's cursing, but you.
He might need to board with that Lanius just to get that weapon down.
Yeah. Oof.
Oh, this
Okay.
is
All
not
right. O2
good.
fixed. He actually fixed that O2 just in time, but okay. All right. I was afraid that burst laser 2 was gonna just shut it right back down. So good on him getting that O2 fixed in time.
He's
This
gonna
might
try
be
to
a-
get the burst down with a stun bomb. It's good.
Nice.
If I were him,
Very
I'd
nice.
probably, I don't know, man.
You know what's interesting is his O2 going down might have saved him because of that fire in the engines went out.
Yeah, ironically, right?
Ironically, I think it did. Farb looking a lot stronger currently. He must have gone a different route to find that whole laser 1. I think he only had 1 of the solar flares, so oh, his engines are down and his O2 is hacked. Okay.
Yeah, he's still in a sticky spot here.
I'm curious if Retreat is very experienced in getting out of situations like this. I'm sure Hollow, who has crazy streaks, had all sorts of situations. I'm curious if he deals with these or resets more. I'm not sure.
Yeah, that's a good question. I don't know the answer. I think
Well,
if you're a win streaker, obviously, you know, these situations are just par for the course, and you got to deal with them.
Farb
Okay,
doing
he
the
is starting to work
amazing,
this auto scout down.
the amazing vent all the humans strat. I heartily approve. Well, this has been a tough fight for Retreat. I think he's about to finish it, though. There it is. Well done. Surviving, keeping his cool in a solar flare that was
Keeping
not
his
very
cool.
nice.
Yeah, I was about to say, keeping his cool in the solar flare.
Damn it. My chat's going to be so happy that I accidentally punned right there. Okay. But he's a little behind. I think he's still in Sector 1, if I'm not mistaken. As far as about halfway through Sector 2.
Yeah, he's a bit behind here. That's a bit of a gap for early on, but certainly not uncatch-upable. But well, against me, he was real slow, and it didn't. You know, he got a good score, so maybe it doesn't matter.
That's true. You know, with boarding, maybe he has an idea of how he's gonna still get that score with a slow start. It
Yeah.
certainly didn't mess him up in his previous round. Blizz, I did want to ask you. There are apparently some challenge ships that Bemalf was talking about. Do you have it? Like, do you know what Cassandra was talking about with the challenge ships and examples and their feats?
Yeah, so there are a lot of the mod has like changes to like base ships, and then it has 3 different ship packs. So in these ship packs, some of them are like really challenging ships that give you like a unique challenge you have to do. So like one of them, for example, is like it's called Ambulance, and it's an NG ship, and you have to board with NGs, and you have like healing burst, and you have like some other tools. And then there's this ship that Crow definitely hates, because Crow is streaming Arsenal Plus earlier. It's called Burn, and you only have this fire artillery beam, which isn't that great. But Molf said that people like to watch the streamers suffer, and that's why that ship is there. So
case in point, this run that we're doing right now.
And there's like another ship, it's a crystal ship, and you got a pre-igniter, but you don't have any weapons, and you have to rely on Crystal Vengeance, which I think you have like a hull repair drone or something. So it's and lots of drones. So it's really
interesting.
Like there's some really wacky ones. There's some like regular ones that just give you like the base. Like they have like different kind of weapons that you'll find, and it will be aligned with like different kinds of factions, like the Order faction, for example. But yeah, so there's some like really challenging ships that just people like to watch people suffer. But I'm thinking I should buff that ship because it's not fun to play.
Well, I will say that on my stream, I like to do a thing called viewer created ships, where my viewers will create ships in Super Luminal, and a lot of we get some crazy stuff like NG boarding and stuff like that. So I see where it comes from, and it's definitely a challenge to do crazy stuff like that. So that's cool. Looks like Farb got another. I thought I saw he had an extra border for a second there, but maybe I was mistaken.
Yeah,
I thought
he
I saw a
does.
human.
I mean, it looks like he has 3.
Yeah, he's got 3
So I was
borders.
just noticing the crew size
Yeah.
in game has gotten huge. I guess I guess we
I
have
think
an
Kasalia
update
might
here
have messed with that.
to zoom in and focus on and focus in on the crew for each of the players. But then Farb actually has another crew, and it's not represented at the moment.
Yeah, the crew magnifier
It's a
might need to
crew
be
magnifier.
adjusted.
Okay.
But Farb did just get a heavy laser, which is amazing.
Yeah, sick weapon loadout for Farb for such an early run here.
Yeah, especially for a ship that needs weapons so desperately. Finding a free burst laser and a free heavy laser early is really nice.
Yeah, he's set up to do well here. Hopefully he can post a good score and maintain his pace, and then he'll be looking pretty good.
I'm curious if Farb's going to try to do more farming than he did on the previous run, because he kind of focused on speed on his previous round. And going against Retreat, who just doesn't seem to care about speed, it's all about farming.
Yeah, I think against Retreat he needs to do it. If he doesn't, he's in the danger zone. So
yeah,
I think he doesn't really have much choice but to farm score.
Okay, because unless he just gets a ridiculously fast run, I think with how
ridiculously fast won't help him if he's, I lost in a 40-minute differential. I had what was my run? 52 minutes or something. It was quite fast, but
yeah,
even with
true.
a really solid score, but it just wasn't enough. So he's gonna have to get score. But Farb is fast, so I mean the speed will be there. You just gotta get the score.
I guess what I was thinking was if he went fast enough, could he go so fast that he actually puts pressure on Retreat to finish in that hour window that he has? But that would have to be really fast, probably, to put pressure on him.
Yeah, as long as he gets his. I mean, we know everyone knows what he needs to do now, right? Against Retreat, so it's not. And Retreat knows that Farb knows that he knows what he needs to do.
that he knows. Well.
So,
looks like Retreat actually.
You know that I know. But wait,
Retreat actually he invested in a couple extra crew. So Retreat is going for more of the boarding strat, which is interesting. And again, the crew magnifier on Retreat is no longer accurate. So he's got 2 extra crew there.
He has to have more crew because he has really he doesn't have the weapons Farb does. So he is relying on boarding right now.
Yeah.
Whereas Farb has options.
I like how Farb boarded weapons, then immediately shot his own crew and weapons. No mercy.
We're all about efficiency on these ships. We're not about compassion.
Well, I wanted to ask you also, Blizz. There are apparently some difficulty mods like A+ and A-. Are these similar to the challenge ships, or is that a different kind of thing in the Arsenal mod?
It's separate. It's like Blamal said that some people asked him to make it easier and harder. So like A+ makes it makes everything more expensive. It's very. Blamal said that he has only played it once and it's hard, but apparently some people wanted that. And I think it also lowers your rewards, which is also like, why would you even want that?
Yeah, I know. Super punishing.
And then A-, I think it makes it like a little bit easier, not as much as A+ makes it harder, but it's just like some extra if you want to make it a little bit easier for yourself, a little bit harder.
Interesting. I kind of wish things like Captain's Edition would have something similar because they get so challenging,
Yeah, Captain Edition has a lot of. I mean, I think I like playing Captain Edition only because, like, I think I had this like I had the endless loot thing on, and that made like you have more chances for viable weaponry.
Sure.
So I think that's why I enjoyed playing it, but I didn't mind like some of the flack that it gets for it is like when you go into a pirate sector, you get like you just get boarded or you just get damage or something.
Yeah,
And
free
then
damage.
there's times when you'll just be like, you know, being the ship, right? You know, actually your ship will already be falling apart, and then there'll be a fire alarm on top of it, and there'll be a random fire that you'll have to deal with. I like that, but it's not for everyone.
I'm one of those.
Yeah, it doesn't help you when your ship is already falling apart. It's very annoying. But
I guess some people like that challenge, you know.
I also liked like the different sectors it had. Like there's an industrial sector. I thought that was really cool, and there's like nanobot swarms, which are also not fun. But I just like the different events they have, like, because that has a lot of like interesting events that people were really thought about to make. So
yeah, it adds a lot of variety to these mods. That's one of the coolest things about a lot of these mods is the variety you get from them.
Yeah, I think I like Arsenal Plus also, like all the different factions make it like a bigger world, and like there's also all these like there are some like big events that you'll have to read for, unfortunately, Freddie. But yeah, there's like a lot of different stuff, a lot of different events, which is
It is fundamental.
I like that a lot.
Reading is fundamental.
Which is another reason Freddie doesn't play mods, because he doesn't need to read, you know?
No, that's right. Why put pressure on, you know?
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of new weapons too, so you'll have to find out what that does by reading the description. So I guess,
yeah. Yeah, it can be a little crazy with how many different variations of the weapons you can find to know what each weapon does. So it can be a little overwhelming sometimes, that's for sure. So, Freddie, do you like getting backup DNA bank on this ship? It's a boarding ship with clone bay, right?
Yeah, any ship that as long as you kind of have the money to afford it at the time, any ship with clone bay backup DNA is great.
You don't think it's ever too much of an investment into crew survivability?
Oh, it can be. Like if you need a weapon or a shield bubble real bad, yeah, you can't really afford to do it. But it's all about, FTL is about making the best decision at the time with the information you have, and a lot of times it is a good decision.
That's a good description of FTL, actually.
It is, yeah. It's like you can't think, well, there could be this or that in the future.
Yeah.
I mean, you have to factor that in along with the information you have right now.
That's a really good point. A lot of people will say, why don't you get Flak 2? What if you get a pre-igniter? It's like, do you know how rare it is to get a pre-igniter?
Yeah, that's a
you
good
don't buy
example
a crappy
of
weapon.
some really very flawed thinking. That's a good example.
It's like, why don't you just use the glaive beam? It's great if, and you think of 1 out of 1,000 situations where it'll be good, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, you want to do the right play for most of the runs, for the most common scenarios that you'll have.
That's interesting. Retreat just teleported 4 people onto an auto scout. I don't know if I've ever actually teleported 4 non-Lanius onto an auto scout before.
Oh, I sure have, and they'll hop in on there if they'll just kind of spill over into the adjacent rooms. So he's desperately trying to gain scrap here. Oh, he's had a lot of auto scout fights. That's tough on this ship.
Yeah, for a boarding ship,
weapons are
that's
kind of not
fun.
great for dealing with them.
Yeah, Farb's definitely got the leg up in weapon RNG this run, that's for sure.
For sure.
One interesting thing, actually, I will say about, you mentioned he teleported 4 people in the piloting and they got kind of thrown out. There's an interesting mechanic with the way that works in FTL where the order that they'll be moved out is dependent on 2 factors. Either the order that they've been cloned the last time they died or the order that they came back from the previous ship when you brought them. There's some really cool little interactions you can do to force your crew to be in the right position when you teleport them.
Farb's weapons taking down that clone bay quickly. The enemy ship lets him take it down. I think he still has the 3 boarders. He's doing what I talked about earlier, which is the Mantis, some other crew, and NG border. And that's enough to go 3-on-3, actually.
Oh, I bet Retreat's feeling good. He just got a heavy laser 1. That's a big deal.
That'll be helpful for him.
Well, what are you thinking system-wise we should be looking at here? With boarding, do you want to hack? Do you want to mind control? What do you think?
I mean, you can get 2 systems with this ship. So you're
Right.
looking at hacking probably, and cloaking.
Okay. So you don't like the mind control too much for the boarding support?
I don't like mind control. I mean, there's nothing wrong with mind control, but it's never as good as hacking and cloaking. It just isn't. And in no situation that I can think of, really, there's no situation where if you can only have hacking and cloaking, would you take mind control over it? Unless you're just late game, you haven't found another system or any system, and the likelihood of you getting another store is just extremely slim. Go ahead and pick up the mind control. It'll be very helpful. But beyond that kind of scenario where it's like you might as well buy it because it's there, I mean, you're definitely going to try to hold out for hacking and cloaking.
Those are I call them the max O penis on my stream for a reason.
Yeah, clacking and hoking are very good.
Clacking and hoking. We did get a looks like a poll for who people think will win quarterfinals. Who's going to take the W? Farb actually is ahead of Retreat 46%. Again, FTL coming up second at 31%, with Retreat at third. So Farb is the fan favorite. Surprise, surprise. And honestly, he's looking really good. So Farb is, again, time-wise, we kind of expect Farb to be ahead, I think, against Retreat with how he plays.
Yeah, he might want to consider, I mean, I know he doesn't know where Retreat is, but he knows what kind of player he is, and he might want to consider slowing down and just taking as many fights as he can, which he may start doing here with auto scouts and stuff.
Awesome. Blizz, do you if you were in this tournament, what play style would you go? Slow score farming, or are you going to try to play fast? What do you think? What would be the way you'd play it?
I don't think I would go too much score farming. I think I'd play. I don't know. I don't think I'd go too defensive though either. But maybe on this ship because, I'm looking at them and I'm like the defense is kind of lacking. I mean it's a boarding ship, but yeah.
You make a good point. We've noticed
a
lot
guy
of players
that takes
do that.
A lot of people take they just go hacking over cloaking. I typically prefer cloaking over hacking, generally speaking. What's your take on it?
I'd say cloaking, but because I play Arsenal Plus and all these other mods that like make hacking harder, hacking is not as viable. Certainly not as viable as it can be unless you have. I mean, granted, you have like there are a lot more like flak weapons that Arsenal Plus adds, and a lot more missile weapons. So you have a lot more like choice on what you want to like cover your hack. Like there are also these like weapons which fire just once. You can't fire them ever again, but they do like this big volley, and maybe you can get your hack thrown to get through there. It takes up a slot, but I don't know, to get the hacking in. Yeah, I mean hacking is very powerful, as we've seen. Most of the runs have taken hacking,
especially in vanilla for sure.
Farb is taking the extra the extra jumps and then diving, so I think he's factoring that score in here.
Did he sell a whole laser for a burst laser one? I think I saw him do that. I guess it's slightly faster. I would think is the only reason you'd do that.
Yeah, burst laser one's better. I mean, it's like you said yesterday, sort of a side grade, but it really is a bit better in that it causes fires and faster, and
it's true.
Synergizes with his other weapons better. It's a play I would make. He's got a ton of money.
Yeah, that's true. He's not hurting for scrap at the moment. I guess I'm always of the, if I have something that's a side grade, I don't want to spend the scrap on the side grade faction, I guess.
It's a slight, I would say it's a slight upgrade. I think compared to like a chain laser we were talking about yesterday, it's a pretty side grade.
All right, so retreat sector 3. Farb is, I think he's either at end of, no, he's beginning of sector 4. So he's about a half a sector ahead. Again, kind of as expected. Retreat has had a lot of boarding events and auto scout fights, which is not what you want.
Heavy. That's unfortunate because that's not what you want.
Especially when he's had such crappy weapons this entire run. That is not.
Yeah, his weapons have not been auto scout ready.
He's handled it well though. I mean, he had a pretty rough sector 1 event that I would have to say, dealt with really well with that double solar flare.
One thing against Farb right now is this hull is a little sketchy. He's eating Artemis missiles here, so.
Well, I guess I can ask that to you, Blizz. You know, one of my biggest frustrations with FTL is, you know, the high damage missiles. Does Arsenal Plus add even more of those to make it even tougher on the player?
Yeah, but the one caveat I think is that missiles cost like 2 scrap instead of 6 scrap, so you could like buy a bunch and
So it's
make it
cheaper to
more
get missiles.
viable. Yeah, it's
Okay.
cheaper to get missiles. There are a lot of different missile weapons, much to the detriment of players. I think ships have less missiles in general too, like how many missiles they can fire. I noticed
Like to
that
hear that.
it felt like they would run out of missiles and then clear waters.
Mhm.
But there are some annoying missiles. Um, yeah, there are also some like crazy events in Arsenal Plus. There are a lot of different. It's kind of a weird mod.
Well, from what I've seen of Arsenal Plus, there are some really insanely overpowered weapons too, if I remember correctly. Is that right?
Yeah, I think there can be. Yeah, there are some overpowered ones. Yeah, I'm trying to think. There are these prototype weapons that if you go into the homeworld sector of a race, and you you like either defeat like a boss or like do some other kind of thing in the
Quest or
event.
something.
Yeah, something like that. You get this like prototype weapon, which can be powerful, but it also takes like 3 or 4 power. So there are those. I think there's some other weapons that are quite powerful. I
Well,
like
that's kind
having
of the
the
that's kind of the draw to mods like that, though, right? Is to get to play with new, different, overpowered in some cases, or just different in other cases, weapon types. So it's always fun to check those out.
We do
yeah. I
have
think
a
the other thing. Go ahead. Yeah.
we do have a big dono coming in contribution. The
Nice.
name says Irie Legacy. 100 scrap. Thank you for all the people who donated so far. We hope everyone is enjoying the show. Want to thank the casters and participants for the effort so far and coming up in the future. Well, thank you so much. From
Thank
the
you to Irie Legacy
group.
And also thank you to Irie Legacy for helping to host this event. It wouldn't be happening without them, especially Casalian. So much love to them.
Happy to be here. I'm having a fun time with it. It's fun clowning around on stream with you, Rand, and all the guests and everybody.
I like to make you the bad guy because I'm usually the bad guy. So
yeah,
it's nice to have
I mean,
else.
I'm just here to make you look good. That's why you like. I'm here to clown around and to make people hate me because I feed off of it, and you're here to have yourself look good because I'm here. So it all works out.
You're here to clown around and chew bubble gum, and you're all out of bubble gum.
That's right. And I'm all out of gum.
Nice. Well, Blitz, have you been having a good time watching and being a part of the stream? It seems like this is a fun event for the FTL community.
It's I mean, I didn't think that an event like this was going to happen where we get like all these like Tom Joubert got onto the stream. I thought that like we're having Justin tomorrow. That's absolutely crazy. But we have all these like all the different like FTL streamers that we've seen, like Farb and like, I mean, there are other ones I haven't watched, but like Billy Kirby and Farb and like Necro Rebel. It's crazy how you got everybody together, and like the runs have been really, this whole thing with hyperspace where they're playing on the same seed is also it really makes it like cool. It makes it like
makes
really
it seem
engaging.
competitive, really.
And we know that these like, I mean, I've seen lots of different like people playing on hard and doing all these like optimizations, but then like competing against each other and seeing how like who's better at it with the same kind of ship, and how it's really cool. I've been having fun.
Awesome. I know that one of my favorite things about this is getting to see all the different play styles of different people. Retreat's play style of farming and apparently getting free hull beams, being really successful, and also the really fast style of Necro Rebel was really good. He got a really good score really fast because he just plays fast. So it's cool to see these different styles go head to head.
Yeah, it's always good to get a free hull beam. I mean, that'll never hurt anything. It's worth a lot of money.
Yeah. I think that's the first free weapon retreat that got that Farb did not get. Farb's kind of been ahead in the free weapon department this run.
Yeah.
Love to see this ship that Farb's fighting. A single basic laser and a beam. Good luck getting through my 3 shields in sector 4 or 5, whatever it is. All right, and it looks like Retreat's sticking with the boarding. Farb, I don't know. I feel like he's boarding a little bit less. Ooh, one of my
Ooh,
favorite
nice.
events.
Another Mantis for Retreat. That's a
Mm.
sick pickup.
Mhm.
Get the 4 Mantis boarding party. That's so much fun with this ship.
Yeah. And I like how he's put the Lanius on piloting duty, so he's no longer venting his borders. All right. Free reactor upgrade from a quest looks like for Retreat. I'm going to guess he gets 1 or 2 more dives. Lost Farber second. There he is. Okay. All right. Extra store. He's got a good number of scrap. I'm kind of looking at... Oh, wow. That's fast. Okay. Long range scanners and advanced FTL navigation he just picked up. Now that's an interesting buy. What do you think he's going with advanced FTL navigation, Freddie? Does he have a plan for this?
Well, I zoned out for half a second. Retreat just bought advanced FTL nav?
And long-range scanners from the same store. I'm not sure why.
I'm thinking
Advanced
maybe for
FTL nav
diving.
is a score farming strategy. Presumably, if the exit beacon is halfway or about 2/3 of the way through the sector, he plans on probably jumping through the exit beacon, taking as many extra jumps as he can at the end of the sector, and then using the advanced FTL nav to go to the exit.
Now, what were you going to say, Blizz?
Yeah, just the diving strat. I mean,
Okay.
what Freddie was gonna say.
I've never bought one of those in my entire 3,000 hour career, so we'll have
Another
to see
thing
what he
that
does
Steve-
with it.
Yeah,
Like here,
another
it's
thing
not
to see
going to
what
help
you
him
do.
because the exit's at the end of the sector, but
Okay, I can see that. So basically, it's to minimize the number of dives you're taking after getting past the exit beacon, right?
yeah, well, it just allows him to dive once and then score farm maximally with the advanced
true.
FTL nav.
That's true. Well, he's sticking with his score farming strat. It worked really well for round 1, so it's cool to see him stick with it. All right, Farb with a free repair, another store.
I mean, that's going to be his strat. He's not the fast player like Farb is. Farb has the speed,
Mm-hmm.
with the no pause, so he's sticking with what he knows.
Mm-hmm. Farb's got a pulsar here. This can be either really easy or really bad. Oof. Cloaking in a pulsar sector. Not my favorite.
No, he does. Farb did pick up hacking though, so he's got
looking to
3
play-
shields. He'll be able to hack
Okay.
these weapons down and board over.
Honestly, it's kind of lucky, I think, that there's a Burst Laser 3 on that because it slowed down his first volley. But
Yeah, Burst
still-
3 is so bad. I mean, you'd rather see it than Burst 2.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes
Really nice play.
there's a few times I'll get fooled when I charge laser free weapon you can sell. when I come up to a ship, it'll have a burst 2 and a burst 3, and I look at it real quick and panic, and I'm like, oh no, 2 burst laser 2s.
Uh-huh.
And then I'm like, oh, it's a burst 2 and 3. Oh, well, that's okay. Those are terrible together, because the burst 3 is just so bad. It doesn't synchronize with anything.
Mm-hmm. Well, Farb's apparently somebody's been pressing the free weapon button for Farb. I like Rebel Stronghold a lot. He's got does he have the long range scanners? He does. So he might go, I don't know. We talked about this yesterday, Freddie. You don't like checking the empty beacons for the under construction flagship?
No, not in this format.
Okay.
I think take as many fights as you can.
Well, I guess the question would be, how many jumps do you have if it's worth taking 1 or 2 empty jumps in the hopes that you get a high reward from, the under construction flagship?
I mean, it's a good reward, but it's probably equal to maybe a couple of fights, but
Yeah.
maybe 1.5 fights even. But if you
Yeah.
can take 3 or 4 extra fights and you don't find it, that's a good result.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. Passing up on 1 free weapon and 1 high scrap reward's probably not worth missing 2 or more extra scrap reward fights. All right. I like Retreat's crew. That is a really good boarding crew. I think it's 2 rock, 2 mantis he's boarding with.
He did find a flak. Yeah, he's got the double rock, double mantis, always really good. Farb just picked up a flak.
Ooh, okay.
Weapons
Very
are pretty
nice.
good on both ships now.
Mm-hmm. Blizz, what's your favorite weapon type? Even including Arsenal Plus and Vanilla. Do you like flash? You like lasers? You like missiles? What's your favorite type?
Beams probably. Like
Ah,
I was just thinking there's this like really long and slow beam called the flail beam in Arsenal Plus.
okay.
If you've played cap position, I think it's called, there's like a similar weapon called the scythe, which is like a really long and slow beam that like cuts across the entire ship. But
Okay.
it's like really slow, but like um I think this one does like 2 damage. So like I don't know, it's just fun to use because it just goes over the whole thing. But like the flagship, I think also has I think has a scythe. So there's like some flagship changes too in Arsenal Plus to make it harder.
What are some of the
So
changes to the boss fight in Arsenal Plus?
I think each of the weapons are like a little bit better. I know that the instead of the pike beam, I think it usually is on the flagship, it like changes to a skype beam. So it's like a really long beam. So if your shield bubbles go down, right, you're gonna take damage because of just how slow it is and through the whole fight. It's annoying, but and then another change is that I think on hard mode, all of the artillery rooms are connected, like including the 2 wings.
Okay. So it's not like hard mode
And then
in FTL.
yeah. So like I think on normal, it looks like the hard mode one,
Okay,
and
gotcha.
then on hard, the other ones are connected too, so you can't easily board. I think boarding is
Gotcha.
still pretty viable though. I've seen dolphin chemists just absolutely destroy a ship with boarding.
Has Dolphin played some Arsenal?
Oh no, not in Arsenal. I mean vanilla.
Oh,
Vanilla
okay,
hard.
gotcha.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
yeah. No, he isn't. I don't think he's touched mods. Yeah, and then on the second phase of the flagship, um, it like the drones that come out are like randomized. So you don't really know what to expect. I think the number of how many there are is the same, but like all the drones are
It's not just
randomized.
combat and beams now. You got some
Yeah, it's
extra
like all
drones
these
thrown
like
in.
other kinds of drones that you could have to deal with. I mean, I enjoy that kind of challenge, but I think if you're trying to reliably, take, like vanilla, I feel like these most of these players wouldn't enjoy that kind of thing. But yeah, I think the third phase is pretty much the same though. I don't think
Okay.
there's
I would
much
like a
of
beam in
difference.
FTL that doesn't swipe in a straight line. You can just like,
Zorro beam.
yeah, make heart shapes or just hit multiple rooms or whatever.
There you go. That's what your mod's going to be, Freddy, the heart-shaped beam mod.
Yeah, I'll get right on it.
Yeah, maybe hyperspace can do something. I know
That's
that's not
interesting.
possible with the regular tools, but maybe in hyperspace, there's a lot of really cool things that they've done beyond our wildest expectations and
Yeah,
mods. So,
and we are going to get to talk to the hyperspace devs, I think later today. So, Freddy, you'll have to ask them about heart-shaped beams in the future of hyperspace.
Yeah. Can imagine some other shapes being drawn to him. Like,
I don't know what you mean.
you ever seen those? You ever seen those pilots that have to circle around airports and draw shapes in the sky?
Yeah.
Those are good.
you ever see those fed
And so it
ships?
shows up. It shows up on the radar screen of the guy having to watch this plane go around in the sky.
Will you marry me, Bob?
Yeah. No, that hasn't come up, but other shapes have.
All right. Retreat is in sector. What did I see? I think sector 5, sector 4 still. Wow. I'm always surprised by how slow he plays. And Farb is in sector. I think it's late sector 5 or 6. Yeah. He's getting towards the end of sector 5. So.
Yeah, Farb's going to be probably a couple sectors behind. Ooh, he did find the baby flagship event, so very
Perfect.
nice.
I like that a lot. I honestly, I don't know. Maybe I'm too used to playing in a non-competitive format, but I just like the reward so much for the under construction flagship. That I like,
Oh yeah,
I like
baby
doing this.
flagship's my favorite event in the game.
Yeah.
I think it's the funny thing about it is I actually can read despite the rumors, but into the dialogue box it says, you found the rebel shipyard construction site. It's a new rebel flagship. It's like, be prepared. You're in for a hell of a fight. And it's just lying to you. It's actually a pretty easy fight. It's one of the
True.
easier fights in that sector.
Yeah.
And you get great rewards out of it. It's just
Mhm.
cool to see, too. Baby
Yeah.
flagship.
Well, what's interesting about the baby flagship too is it's slightly different with which sector you find it in, I believe. Like if you find it in sector 7, I believe it is 4 shields. If you find it earlier, I don't know if it can ever be down to 2 shields. I'm trying to remember if I've seen a 2 shield baby flagship.
Yeah,
fight, but
it can change its configuration a little bit depending on the
Mhm.
sector.
yeah, it's pretty cool. Blizz, are there like cool special events like that with Arsenal Plus? I know there's a lot of different stuff with the event
Yeah,
changes.
you do find like these kind of boss events that are harder than this flagship. I was just thinking, you might have seen it in earlier sectors because I think in CE you can find the rebel baby flagship earlier on, just because of how they do the sectors. That might be what you're thinking of. But yeah, there are a lot of
And GG
there are a
Farb.
lot of really-
Oh wait, it's a baby flagship. Sorry, I got confused.
Just kidding.
Go ahead, finish your thought.
Yeah.
yeah, and there are a lot of memorable events too, like some really weird ones too. Like there's this event with it's an asteroid and it has this like giant eye beam.
Okay.
And, like it's really weird. And then let me see what else.
I do remember. Is it Arsenal Plus that had? There's like an asteroid where you have to shoot it. It's got no weapons, but you have to kill it fast enough before it does damage to you. I remember one of those mods had something like that.
I'm not sure if it's Arsenal Plus.
That might not be Arsenal.
There are a lot of events, so I might have just forgot about it. Like there's another event where the slugs the event is like the slugs are hypnotizing your crew members and your system icons like just change. Like you can't tell what's what by looking at the ship. Which
that's
is really,
interesting.
which is really neat. And then some other changes I really like are like the background changes. Like the Zoltan Eye event is actually like a gigantic green eye that you'll see in the background. And like when you go to the base, there's like actually a background for the base and it looks really cool.
That's awesome.
So and then there's like all these different like backgrounds and things like that. There's also this like black hole event, which is incredibly risky and I don't recommend.
Sounds like a lot in Arsenal Plus. Don't recommend.
Yeah,
black holes are risky.
Like giant alien spiders.
Yeah, they're no joke.
There's some really risky events that you have to decide if you want to take the risk. And I guess you've seen something like that in this run where they've like chanced upon Zoltan Eye to like lose a crew member.
It's true. I think they both took that, or at least I know the previous run they both took it. Farb's getting low on health though. Oof.
Yeah.
Asteroid field double offensive drones is scary.
Yeah. Oh no. Oh no.
Oh gosh.
Oh no.
Okay. 4 health.
Oh no.
He's got his borders in the drone control. Combat drone needs to go down. Okay, combat drone down. Whoo.
Man.
Good play by Farb surviving that.
Yeah. That's the kind of jump that can kill you, honestly.
Well, and I noticed a bit ago, Farb has gotten so many free weapons, he had to leave one behind. I believe he left a Burst Laser 1 behind because he didn't have enough cargo space. I'm actually curious if Hyperspace or any other mod ever allows you to have more cargo space, because that's one thing that bugs me sometimes. I kind of wish you could have more augments or have more weapons that you could swap out for. You have that limit of 3 augments for cargo slots in every ship.
Yeah, I think it's a big modding. There's just the modding tools have been really limited until Hyperspace. Maybe with Hyperspace, I know there's something like you can have these like hidden augments.
Yeah, you're right.
There's these like hidden augments, and like maybe you can. I know that Stefan, the sleeper service, brought up like just that it was really limited, but that there was tools. I'm pretty sure you can implement the morality so that with hidden augments you can like have it track per sector, like if your crew did bad stuff. I'm pretty sure it would be a lot of work. It'd be a lot of work, but I've thought about it. I think it'll be possible.
That's a cool thing you bring up. Yeah, to kind of integrate the morality system with Hyperspace hidden augment. That way you don't have the augment having to take up a slot to kind of get that hidden morality system. That's a cool idea.
Yeah,
Retreat
I think
here.
the other.
Retreating here also on the baby flagship. He's gonna get some nice rewards for it. His hull is looking a lot better too than Farb's. Farb's finding, unfortunately, another auto scout. He's got a lot of money. Maybe he'll find cloaking, but Retreat also getting the baby flagship. I haven't seen him employ that advanced FTL navigator yet. But while we ponder that, we do have another dono from Anonymous
Oh, nice.
24.70 scrap. No message. Thanks. Appreciate it.
Thank you so much, Anonymous. And what were you saying, Blizz? You were saying something about the hidden augment system.
Yeah, and I think you can like make it so that this is what this ship is, and then like have a hidden augment. Like, okay, this is my ship,
no.
and then.
Sorry, Farb is laughing and having a hard time because his double missile may get him.
That's a triple missile ship.
Triple
awful.
missile! Oh no!
Okay, all right. He hacks and he shoots it. That's. Come on, get. Oh,
Yes!
that's well done, Farb.
Yes!
From me and everyone else in FTL land, F that ship in particular.
And you got to go change his underpants after that fight.
He still needs a repair, but that's a great.
That was a close. Okay, I had to point that out. That was a little nervous. He was a little scared. We were scared for him.
I'm gonna have nightmares about that ship tonight, I'm sure. All right, sorry, Blizz, if we interrupted you. Triple missile ship is.
No, yeah, no, that was scary. That could have been a run ender right there.
Oh, crazy drone!
Yeah,
now going into a low power crazy drone.
Right, hack on the
Farb
drone.
calls these the crack drone, the combat twos.
He calls them crack drones.
It's on crack, man. It's on something.
Yeah, it's funny. He keeps boarding in the system he wants to take offline and hacking it and then shooting it. So he's doing the AI strat of killing his own boarders, which is always fun.
Yeah, he can't afford it. Even 1 damage right now is bad.
Yeah. If he gets any 5 hull damage events, his run is over. So he has to be just completely safe right now is what he needs to do.
Oh,
yeah, he's
no, he's going into rebel control. That's not good. Big sigh there. I did find an immediate score. No, big sigh of relief. I get to see his
Thank you, RN Jesus. Ooh,
2 big sighs. Bunch
there's
of
a
stuff
halberd
to tell.
beam. This could be
Got
his
some
turning point.
mantises he can buy, an NG if he wants one, hull repair, obviously, Zoltan
Get that
shield
halberd.
bypass, and a halberd beam in this store. Okay, wow,
This is
what
a miracle store.
Mantises, 2 mantises. Is he gonna get the halberd?
That's interesting. He's gonna keep the pike beam in storage and not take the halberd, huh?
Yeah, I would take the halberd.
I would too. He's
Okay.
going all in on the boarding strats, though. I kind of like that too. With Zoltan shield bypass, boarding strats stay with four crew. That stays pretty darn strong for the rest
Retreat
of the run.
now. Feeling some pressure from the combat 2 drone on the auto scout.
Yeah,
His hull is now looking lower too.
yeah. It looks like it's the Sector 5 that's giving a hard time to both players. I think it's the Sector 5. All right. Well, and we're coming up on an hour, so even Farb not playing as fast as I feel like he played yesterday. I feel like he has. I mean, it's a boarding ship, and it's also Mantis C, so it's not
The ship's
surprising.
slow. Yeah, I mean, you'd have to have some kind of miraculous run to be under an hour with a ship, I feel.
Yeah. Are you a fan, Blizz, of boarding ships, or do you prefer other styles of play in FTL?
Yeah, I like Lanius boarding. Like it's not optimized, but yeah, it's just like boarding into their O2 and destroying it, and then suffocating them to death. It's just I just find that fun.
You like war crimes, is what you're telling me. Yes, I had a ship created by a viewer I played the other day that had the war crime beam, which basically breached and fired the entire ship every time you fire it. So FTL encouraging war crimes every day.
Yeah, Arsenal Plus doesn't help you in that regard because there's times where you can just like attack civilian ships. You don't get you get like a tiny scrap only reward, but you can still attack them.
But you don't get much from doing it.
Yeah, you don't get. I think yeah, and I think it's probably good if you're like in the last sector because the quest marker will just vanish. But yeah, if you really need scrap, Like they didn't. I guess they didn't really care. Yeah, we'll just put that kind of thing in. I mean, you're already committing so many war crimes, anyways. What's one more?
What's one more war crime? Yeah.
I feel
I'm
like we
sure
should have
that's
asked Tom about his opinions on war crimes while he was here.
Tom Juppert, yeah.
He seems
So what do you think of the war
fine.
crime?
He seemed like he was. I guess I'm presuming he was completely fine with him. I don't know. We should have asked.
Yeah, from what he was saying, it sounded like he was pretty cool with. I'm cool
Yeah,
with-
yeah.
I
The
can see
moral
him.
ambiguity, I think, is something he really liked. In this
That's
game.
the hoity-toity way of saying, "Oh, I'm fine with burning your enemies
Yeah,
alive." Yeah.
that's the fancy pants way of saying war crimes go.
What does that book say? The ends justify the means. Moral ambiguity. It's
They
all
do
just
an FTL.
yeah, that's for sure. All right, retreat has kind of forced his way through some of these tough fights. He's getting these extra jumps in, definitely keeping that score farming going. I think I saw him get some use out of that advanced FTL navigation. Kind of took a side path and then came back towards the exit. He sees the triple missile ship. So this shows our seating right there. That right there, we get to see the same triple missile ship. It's cool. Well, not cool for him, but we get to see they both handle it the same way. Board, kill, shoot weapons. Wow, he killed that super fast too. 250 scrap for Farb. Does he have room for another system? Or he does, right? So he can still get cloaking.
Yeah, he can pick up cloaking, so I imagine he's gonna be looking for it.
Mm-hmm. I don't know. Do you think with the Zoltan Shield bypass, he'd ever consider going with a mind control, or do you think it's just
I knew
cloaking
you're
all the
gonna
way?
ask that. What
I like
you
mind
love
control
the
of
mind
boarding.
control. I don't know. You
With
got a
boarding,
mind control.
I love
fetish.
it. I love it.
Yeah, it is. Mind control is a great defensive system, particularly for the flagship fight. But cloaking, I mean, just imagine how much damage it prevents. It's so much
Mhm.
stronger.
It's true.
I don't think
You're
he's
right.
considering. I think he would take mind control if he's late in Sector 7.
Is he selling a flak? Oh,
What?
why?
Wow.
Okay. All
Going for
right.
the beams.
Going beam.
It hurts my soul, but okay.
He's got mind control in the store. Let's see what he does. Imagine he'll skip it.
Yeah.
Wow,
You're probably right.
over-repairing big time. He did get the
Zoltan
bypass.
Shield bypass.
Okay.
Oh, he does the
Just
mind
going all
control.
in.
All right. I was about to
You
rail
bought
on
the
him for
mind
selling a
control.
flak.
I stand corrected.
He was he sold the flak, which meant I was gonna have to punch him through the monitor, and then he bought the mind control, and I was like, okay, I retract my fist. So
Wow.
I'm very surprised, honestly, about that buy.
Me too.
He has 2 more sectors to find something, but okay, he thinks mind control's worth. All right.
But these crews
Farb.
are large and in charge.
Yeah. They've been overflowing with crew and weapons, so this ship might not be their favorites, but this seed is looking pretty good, honestly. Although they also have invested, I think, buying a lot of crew, which is an interesting thing. I never like spending scrap on crew when you can find them for
No,
free.
but you're not going to want to take a lot of free ones in this format.
It's true. I didn't even think about that. So I guess it's actually worth getting extra scrap, not taking crew to buy in the store. That's a trade-off you take for the score.
Well, yeah. I mean, you want ship kills, so a lot of times they'll offer a free crew as opposed to you blowing them up. So you're going to say no to that. Even if it costs you a little bit, you're going to want to take the ship kill and then buy crew if you need crew.
All right, Farb dive in here. Taking a page out of Retreat's book and getting those dives in. So they both had Rebel Stronghold and they both had Rebel Controlled. So
Yeah, I haven't noticed the advanced FTL nav coming in. Have you? Has anyone noticed this?
One time. I think he used
Did
it
it
once
come
in the
in?
previous
Okay.
sector. So not a lot of value, but who knows? Maybe these last 2 sectors he's going to get a lot of extra jumps out of it.
Yeah, it's one of those maybe you never know. You don't know what the future holds. I think on balance it's not a tank, but his style is different. I mean, it's about score, so he must know something we don't.
Yeah. Farb just took an NG controlled sector 7. I find pretty surprising.
Cloaking.
There it is.
There it is.
There it is.
DNA bank here too. Probably doesn't need it at this point. Oh, he's going beam, double pike beam.
Oh my gosh, is he going to keep those?
Yeah, I mean, he already had one. He bought another one. So.
Okay. That's interesting.
both
Blizzard there. Sorry, go ahead, Freddy.
Just they're both into the beams.
I guess so.
That doesn't miss. It'll help rip up the flagship.
That's true. Well, Blizz, I'm curious with these different like sector choices they have. There are some interesting sectors in Arsenal Plus, like different sector types, right?
Yeah, so there's basically controlled and home worlds for each new faction. So like for example, Order. I think the home worlds are more rare though than the regular sectors. So you'll find more regular sectors. But there's like Order controlled, for example, which is like Order strong. It's like Order homeworlds is Order stronghold. So that's like those ships are pretty dangerous. Not only because of the fire, but because of all this other kind of weapon tech that they have. And I think there's a mini boss fight there too. And so that's a very dangerous sector to get into. But then there are also other dangerous sectors, like going like the Sligs, and there's this other faction called the Zoltan with an O instead of an A, and they're like a splinter group from the regular Zoltans, and they have like ion and beam weaponry exclusively, and no Zoltan shields, which is like weird. And so there's like all these different kind of sectors for each of the factions, and then I think there's some other ones like there's these unstable nebula sectors, like similar to CE, I think. And then there's like a trade sector, which is like a shopping sector, basically. And there's the last one is called like a border sector, and that has like every kind of ship you could find there. From all the different races, and the music is really good. The music is probably the best part about it. The music is really good.
That's not something we've talked about much. The music in FTL is so good. Ben Prunty, kind of known as the composer, but even a lot of like expanded music and like other composers who have added stuff to mods. It's really cool how close they can get to the original style of FTL music and get that kind of same feel to it.
Ben has a stream on Twitch. He streams on occasion, not very often, but on occasion. And last time he was on, I was quizzing him a little bit about FTL and stuff, and he actually said he did the sound sound effects for this game too. It was the only game he ever did where he did the sound effects as well. Yeah.
I forget who it was I was talking to. I think it was another music guy on stream. I think it's like Ryan Slacko Music, talking about what he loves about the music of FTL is actually the production value. It's like the way a lot of times soundtracks will have good songs.
Oh,
he's actually going glaive. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. He has no pre-igniter. I'm not sure how he's going to make use of that, but okay. But the production value of the music is so good in this, and you can hear that in just the kind of the style and the kind of the different instrumentation you get to hear. So cool.
The other thing Ben said about it is on his new projects, he tries not. There's a lot of songs he composes. He tries not to sound too FTL-y, but then he played a song and he said, but sometimes it's in there and he likes it, and he goes, this one sounds sort of has that FTL sound to it, and he played it and it really did. And then his own opinion of his work, I asked him what his favorite album he did and all that. He said he said his opinion of his FTL soundtrack. He goes, it was all right. I was like, I don't think all right's the way. It's pretty good.
You're always your worst critic. Every single one of these players, and we're like, wow, that's an amazing one. He's like, oh, I could have done better. This is bad.
Yeah. He was his own worst critic on that. His own opinion on his soundtrack.
Man, I'm still debating this glaive beam pick. I mean, he got it for free. I don't know if he's planning on getting something else that allow him to one-shot the boss, and that's the idea behind it.
Retreat there. Just use the advanced FTL nav to take. Yeah, he's strictly doing it to get an extra jump. Sorry to cut you off there. I just wanted to point out that he just used it there.
So he's got two uses.
The glaive beam pick. You said it. The glaive beam was free for Farb, and he just decided to use it.
Yeah. I mean, without pre-igniter, it's just so slow. 25 seconds. It's such a long charge time.
Yeah, but if he can one-shot ships as opposed to two-shotting, then it'll actually make up time for him. Although he needs to get that heavy online and get some other stuff online.
How about another free swarm missile?
Swarm it up.
This has been a seed of free weapons, that's for sure.
Swarm missile's been coming around a lot.
All right, I'm curious if Farb's going to change out his weapon system. I don't think. Let's see, Glaive Beam is what, 3 damage per, so it's 12 damage for one swipe. Pike Beam is 6. So that's what, 18. Heavy Laser's still only 20. I think.
Yeah,
that
if
might
he
be
gets
enough
well,
for
he's
phase
got
one.
another Pike Beam. So if he goes Glaive Pike,
Ah,
then yeah, it'll be a one shot.
Glaive Pike is a one. Pike is a one shot. Okay.
Yeah, it should
Very
be.
cool. All right, double big missile ship for Farb. It's not a 3 missile ship. But
I call those in and outs with the you have the 4 mantises and they have the 2 crew, and ooh, okay, yeah. I thought Farb Click sold 15 drones. He did not. He didn't sell any good. But I call them in and outs. You're in and out so quickly, like not even the fastest, most basic weapon can do anything because you're just in and out.
in and out, and you get a burger while you're there, you know. So
Yeah, good burger. Do you have those out in Texas your way?
actually, it's funny. I grew up in California, and so we didn't have in and outs.
Yep. Rand. Come back to us, Rand. Uh-oh. Rand got vented. Somebody get the Kestrel and go pick up Rand. He's floating in space. He was telling a good in and out story. People talk about in and out like it's the second coming of Jesus or something, and like I'm out on the East Coast and I've heard about it so many times, and I had a business meeting out west and I saw one. I was like, ooh, I'm gonna go this in and out, and it was good, but it was like it was fine. I don't know, it just wasn't all it was hyped up to be. It was fine. I'm probably gonna make half of chat upset talking bashing in and out, but that's that's just I'm used to it. I feel so lost without Rand. It's like I feel like I'm lost at one of those, like at a water park, and my parent left me, and I just don't know what to do. And Rand said he's just hopped back in, so he'll be back here in a moment. What do you think of the run so far, Blizz? Have you been watching any of the stream?
Yeah.
Have you
I've been
impressed by the
watching
play? What have you seen so far?
I've been seeing the previous retreat is going for really dive heavy, not as fast, but like very going for the score a lot, and he's been playing that. I guess Farb is going for this. The Glaive Beam didn't really look like it was. It looked kind of weird, but then he's going for the KO. So if I understand correctly, and we had some like Farb almost died, right? So that was pretty crazy. But like it looks really good now. So, and
Yeah, that's
I mean,
actually funny enough. Every run. Well, this is Farb's third run, but his first run, he very nearly died as well. He was like very close to death in a pulsar fight and ran away. And I was like, "Ooh, good choice."
All right,
He
am I
plays
back?
it.
Can you guys hear me?
He plays it pretty risky, I guess. Well, not risky. It's just these things happen, So it's how you deal with it at the time. Welcome back, Rand. Did the Kestrel Ego pick you up from floating in space and bring you back?
I just had to vent myself real quick and clone myself. I am a filthy human.
You needed some
so.
medicinal ventilation.
But I did hear you bad mouthing in and out, and I'm gonna say I'm completely on board with it. I'm cool with it.
You're okay with me bad mouthing it, or you're okay with in and out?
No, I'm okay with you bad mouthing. I'm actually not a huge fan. So everybody in Texas thinks it's a big deal. I'm like,
yeah, it's all right. It's fine. Yeah. I think it's cool to like in and out. I think that's the thing. Maybe it's
like you get street
California,
cred.
and
I
it's
like
just
this.
cool to like it.
Yeah, sorry about that. I don't know what disconnected me, but I'm glad to be back. And thanks again, Blizz, for being a part of this and being a guest with us. It's awesome having you here.
Yeah, thanks for having me. It's great to be here. These runs are pretty crazy. I was just gonna say that it was looking really shaky, but I think these boarding builds have a lot of potential for like big fights. And Farb has gone all out in this, like with the glaive. I think it's making these like he just like killed that ship really quickly. That was like a previous ship. He just killed it really quickly. So I guess he's getting some speed bonus too.
Yeah, I think
Which
you're right.
is, yeah, I think it's really interesting to that's kind of why I picked, like why we all tried to pick the Mantis ships. I think we wanted to see a boarding run happen. So
They're
Yeah,
giving
this
the
is what we wanted. I mean,
giving us
this
what
is
we
why
want.
we boxed them into having a Mantis ship because we wanted, we're starting to move along in the tournament. The easy ships, anyone, we all can play those and have some success with it. But the harder ships is what we wanted to see. We wanted to see some top level play, and that's what we
Yeah.
got.
Especially in the quarterfinals. We don't want to make it all S tier ships. We got to see some difficult ships played well. And honestly, they've both gotten pretty low a couple times, I think, and both have recovered well.
I'll
Glaive
spare them
Beam,
the slug. I'll spare them a slug B or
or
or a
Rock A.
stealth B or Fed C pick. Bottom tier we'll avoid, but close to bottom tier I'm okay.
I'm trying to decide if I want to do what chat does to me and say you should play Rock A and like get a Rock A in the thing because that is my
Problem with
least
Rock
favorite
A,
ship.
I don't think Rock A is not great for this format just because it's so
Yeah.
Well, maybe it'd be okay, but just running out of missiles. I don't know. Rock A,
Yeah,
I mean, Rock
that's
A
why.
is like a very highly skilled ship. You have to be a skilled player to win with it. So
I don't
good.
know about that because no matter how much skill you get, if you just don't get a weapon to replace your missiles, you run out. You can't kill anybody. So
partly,
maybe
I mean, it's sort of you have to gauge like with the. I mean, it's a great example of what we were talking about earlier. With the information I have at hand, do I buy this teleporter?
Yeah,
You know,
it's true. Yeah, and that's probably something I don't consider sometimes is I need to change out my system decisions here. I have to go teleporter with the ship because there's just no missiles or I can't get a weapon. So
Farb at the flagship here.
Mm-hmm.
He is boarding with his four crew here. Was it 3 mantises and a Humi or something?
And a Humi.
Has one scared Humi. But he's gonna get the crew kill. Oh, he has the weapon hack, so that's not the best, especially with the glaive beam. Oh, fire. Okay, he'll be able to handle it. Farb does like getting the crew kill with the flagship.
Yeah. Oof, he's taking some damage though.
Yeah, he is taking damage, isn't he?
That weapon hack. I guess it's slightly better than teleport hack if you're gonna be trying to do these crew kills, but it's still really frustrating.
I think he needs to end this. Oh, he's looking at the map here. I think he needs to end this fight.
He's
not
actually got a score right next to the exit if I saw that, or the
no, because he's got the bad weapon hack.
Yeah.
And
he's got the weapon hack. Now he can't shoot.
Yeah, he needs his crew, Blizz, you're right.
I think he's got to get his crew back and reset this fight.
Yeah. So here's a question. If you run away from the boss fight phase, does the crew that you've killed stay dead? That's something that I forget.
I don't know the answer. I've been told no, but my instinct says yes. I don't actually know the answer. Oh, Farb is taking so much damage on phase 1 here.
Yeah, he is.
He's still going with it. No, he's in a bad cycle.
That glaive beam is being
punished. Second time he's thought about leaving crew. Oh, no, he's taking so much damage. Oh, no, this is so painful.
The glaive beam is so slow in combination with the weapons hack and the cloaking. It's that cycle.
Oh, is he gonna die?
I don't think he dies. He knows he has a store.
His Clombe is on Mega Fire and he can't get his crew back.
Oh, it just vented somehow.
He can't take the ship down.
Oh my God, he's at 5 health.
I don't know if he has enough hull to finish this out. His cloaking's down.
I'm surprised
he's got to get a swipe. There was a repair, I think. Hopefully that repair is still there.
Okay, he's gonna kill off his crew because he's got Clombe. Okay, I'm pretty sure he has a store to go to.
There was a store. Yeah, I think he was checking the map for that store.
Yeah.
Liz, is this what the Arsenal Plus boss fight's like? Is this the Arsenal Plus difficulty?
Those flagships aren't messing around. But if you take a lot of damage like he just did, I think he wasn't able to get his crew back, and then the teleporter took a hit, so he was really thinking about leaving his crew behind. But you still need your crew.
I think what he was doing there, he was confirming or checking or looking around for a repair station or to see if that store was still there. And if the store was still there, he was making a decision to continue the fight. I think that's what he was checking on.
This store is so clutch. The
Yeah.
fact that he can
Yeah.
repair after that phase, and he still got the phase down, which is
He just
freaking
clicks the button.
amazing.
He's like, he was doing it one at a time. He's like, nope, I'll just
repair
take it
all.
all. It's so
You win,
good.
FTL. I hit the repair all button.
I'll just take the whole thing, please.
Wow, that's one of the biggest non-deaths on the boss fight we've had so far with how close that was.
Yeah, that store was clutch.
Who was it that got the win yesterday with only 2 health? It was either this morning or yesterday. Somebody had 2 health down.
I think it was Herpix.
Was that
Yeah,
Jolly?
Herpix. I think it was Herpix.
Jolly.
Jolly might have gotten low too, but we've
With
had a
2
couple
health?
close ones.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. What I will say is Farb is rewarded for his tenacity there because he killed all the crew. So phase 2 and 3 is probably going to be pretty easy with Zoltan Shield bypass.
Yeah, well now now he doesn't have to worry about the crew. He's got the bypass. He doesn't have to worry about his weapons getting hacked. That was really the unfortunate thing is he went with his glaive to make up time, but then his weapons got hacked. Now that's a one-shot. Now he's just one-shotting.
Farb's like, I would be fist pumping right now after that. Well done to Farb. Retreat's probably coming up on final sector here. Is he in sector 8? No. Wow, he's still got a few more jumps before he makes it to sector 8. So his score farming is continuing.
Yeah, Retreat. Yeah, he's still gonna. I mean, we know he's gonna take as many fights as he can.
Wow, that was a clutch stay there on Farb. I can't believe he survived that and is looking as in good shape as he is right now. Yeah, let's see how much farming Retreat is doing, honestly, because he kind of purposefully went with the with that advanced FTL navigation to really kind of milk out every bit of scrap he can every sector. So I have to check out what his path he chooses to go here. As Farb goes to phase 3. So okay.
Should be an easy phase 3.
Okay, he immediately pulls his pilot. Oh, that's an interesting strategy. He pulled his pilot so that if mind control doesn't hit his pilot, I guess is the reasoning behind that.
Yeah, it's a good strat. It's something I'm not very good at is thinking about future mind controls.
Yeah, me too. I always forget about that.
Yeah, that's why you like mind control so much. So you have to think about it.
Because I just don't have to worry about it. I just counter it.
Yeah.
And this is, again, the payoff of getting all those crew kills phase 1. Phase 3, he's got, just free reign of the enemy flagship. Kassalian said Farb forgot he had Zoltan Shield bypass because he didn't board until after the Zoltan Shield was down.
It's a pretty classic thing to do.
Okay, this is.
I don't think it'll matter too much because the bypass is not gonna. It's not really gonna change the outcome. Maybe he didn't feel like he needed to board in case of bad mind control or repairs or something. The band Freddy gets a GG.
Valiant effort, band Freddy. Well done to Farb. Memes while winning. You gotta respect it. That's an hour 20.
60-49. Strong score for Farb. If Retreat shows up with a 7,200, though, I don't know if it's going to be enough.
Yeah, I don't know. That's with a boarding ship. Do you think? I feel like you have even more potential for higher score with a boarding ship.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
More
getting
scrap,
crew kills.
right?
Time
Yeah,
again.
more scrap gains. You're right, Blizz. He's hovering over his 51 dodge as he gets hit by missiles. Thanks, FTL. Thanks.
Well, that's not the real. I mean, the real missile hit is when you have 95% dodge under cloak.
That's right.
That's
true.
the truly enjoyable one.
All right,
55
retreat.
coin flip.
Continuing his farming. So I'm going to assume Kassalian probably told Retreat he has an hour from when Farb finished.
Oh God, if he needs another hour, I'm going to go take a nap.
Take a nap. Well, we did get to see it's kind of our fault. We gave him the boarding ships, right? I'm glad that Farb's just going to leave the ban Freddy just sitting there. Just ban him.
It's fine with me. I like the hate. Bring it on, haters.
You thrive.
I thrive. You feed me. You feed me my nectar. I need to survive.
So, Blizz, are there any FTL streamers that you like to watch a lot, either because they play Arsenal or they just play in a style?
I mean,
that you
I've watched your stream before a bunch. I remember
Okay.
you when you're doing the insurrection hard
Yeah,
no
SMPK,
pause.
way back
Yeah,
when.
I was I remember when I think Clockspin was a beta tester for SMPK, and I watched his a bunch too. I
Nice.
used to watch a lot of Dolphin and Billy Kirby. I think it was Dolphin that, like, you know, I got the game like when it came out, and then I didn't really play it that much. And then like a year after Advanced Edition came out, I started looking into the mod scene, and that's where I started from there. And I think after that I got into like Dolphin Chemist first. I think it was the first stream I watched, and not Lethal Frag. I think a lot of people watched Lethal Frag because he has such a big he gets such big viewer counts.
Yeah, he was kind of one of the first that I watched, was Lethal Frag, yeah.
He was the first inductee into the Twitch Hall of Fame.
It's pretty awesome.
And then they closed the Twitch Hall of Fame. So I think he's...
Did they really? Did they close that?
I think he's the only one.
Well, there's a claim to fame. The one and only Hall of Famer.
But yeah, I'll be checking out the rest of these other streamers more, because we've just been seeing all their different playstyles. It's really interesting. Like Retreat goes for these, you know, diving in the every sector, diving, picking up advanced FTL navigation. Like it's actually
Yeah, who does
useful.
that strat? Like who does it? Apparently Retreat
That's
does.
crazy. I mean, if you got a 7,600 score, that's nuts. Yeah.
Well,
That's
Farb
quite
ended up with
impressive.
a 6,000. I mean, I think Retreat's probably going to end up with a big, you know, probably over 7. And
Yeah.
if he does, I'm, you know, it's going to be close, but I think it's going to be similar to the previous, where, you know, 20 or 30 minutes doesn't make up for 1,000 difference. So
Yeah. Well, and
he's
honestly,
going to win with score difference.
yeah, with how high score Farb got, with how much Retreat is farming, I wouldn't be surprised if it's over 7,500, because I feel like his previous run, he actually didn't have this much scrap when you and he were playing. So this is a whole new world of FTL playing right now, this kind of score farming strat that doesn't use jumping back and forth in a dive nebula. So it's quite interesting.
Especially with the higher scrap gains from boarding, right? So
Yeah. Yeah, it's a good point. And when you dive in a nebula, that's kind of ideal, because you don't have the ASB to deal with. You can hack weapons, board him. He's a little low on drone parts, though, so I'm a little worried about his drone part situation, though. All right. Oh, I see in chat we've passed the 300 viewer mark. That's awesome. FTL, go FTL viewership. That's awesome.
That's a high number of viewers for FTL and the
Yeah, if it's not Lethal Frag or Dolphin Chemist, I would say yeah.
300 is great.
Yeah. Well, I will say thank you to everyone who's hanging out and chatting and donating. This has been an awesome event so far, and I'm really excited to see who kind of pulls out the win tomorrow, because we've seen a lot of different strategies come into play with the different players.
I see Desi in chat saying the USS Ban Freddy wins big.
That's right.
We don't know officially yet, Desi.
Oh, Freddie, yesterday I was told your biggest fan says something about Zoltan say hi, something about that.
That was Bammy, I'm sure.
Yeah, it was Bammy. It was Bammy. Your
I
biggest
know
fan.
who it was. You don't even have to tell me who it was.
And yeah, oh yeah, Castellan is reminding me as well. We have the prize pool of 130 scrap. So you know, this is the reason why we're being kind of big on the competitive integrity and having the 5-minute delay. This is not chump change for people that they're playing for. It's not peanuts. Which is 144 USD for us people bad at math, which is everybody from the US, I will say.
I don't know what the scrap to USD exchange rate is. I wonder if it's good right now.
Scrap to USD.
If you watch Kestrel, we talked about Kestrel Adventure a few times, but it's part of the universe, and the thing they talk about the expansion is just the scrap and why there's scrap, and their love for scrap, and the Federation credits aren't worth much, so it's ooh scrap. And there's some funny scenes about how much they love scrap in there.
Nice. What if you could farm scrap in FTL and convert it to USD? We would all be rich, right?
FTL keeps track of all of your, like, if you look in the general stats, it'll say like total ships defeated, total scrap collected, and I look at that and I wish I just had that in nickels. I'd be fun. That'd be so nice. That'd be a nice little bump.
Yeah. If I had a nickel for every scrap I've made. Well, look at Farb.
A nickel for every scrap. I know the going rate's much higher, but I'll take a nickel.
Yeah. Farb has most ships defeated, beacons explored, combat kills, and jump survived on this run. That's I don't know if that's because it might be because he's playing on a different save. Because
it's got to be a new file for him. I mean, he's only got the one ship score in here, so must be a new file.
But still pretty nice. Yeah, it's always nice seeing those yellow numbers right there. All right, retreat.
Apparently, the German Chancellor was his most jump survive NG, so that's interesting. I didn't know. She has a lot going on.
Was that the German Chancellor?
Angela Merkel.
Casalian's just going, no, don't do it.
It's not spelled exactly the same, but taking over in NG form.
Freddie hasn't had a successable stream if he hasn't.
I heard Casalian in the background. He goes, oh, Freddie.
If you haven't made chat or the guy in the background groan, you haven't had a successful cast yet.
Mission accomplished. I don't know if he's disappointed. I mean, I know it's not Markle. I don't know if he's disappointed that I didn't know that, supposedly, or the joke was just horrible, but it could be both. Actually, it could be both.
I see Merkel, and I think Steve Urkel from Family Ties, or no, what is that? Family Matters, that the 80s, 90s show. Steve Urkel. And now I'm ruining it for a Casalian too. Which reminds me of an episode of Saturday Night Live where they did the Celebrity Jeopardy, and one of the questions was something about the answer was purple, and they're all really bad at it. And the celebrity goes, "Is it Steve Urkel? The famous."
The Celebrity Jeopardies are so
yeah,
good.
Celebrity Jeopardy. Those always crack me up. Steve Urkel. All right. Well, we're coming up on the final ship fight. Retreat.
Speaking of Steve Urkel news, I saw where lately there was like this thing where supposedly he was supposed to be a one-off character, and the audience loved him so much that they kept him around for the rest of the show.
He became like the
rest of the
character.
cast supposedly was not happy about this.
Yeah, he basically became one of, if not the main character. That's funny.
Yeah.
All right, retreat. Getting a couple more dives, even in Sector 8 in. Got to get every single dive in. All right. Blizz, are you a Family Matters fan? Did you ever even see that show, or are we the old fogies talking about that show?
I haven't seen that show, but I think I've heard of it. This person sounds familiar. So.
Yes, the nerdy glasses wearing guy in Family Matters.
Oh, he's got to know who Steve Urkel is.
Yeah, his famous line was, "Did I do that?"
Did I do that?
That was his famous. We're gonna make Casalian probably die from the embarrassment of us.
That's fine.
He's ridiculous.
With that.
Yeah, Freddie's fine with it. Yeah, that was his plan all along. Honestly, Retreat's taking some damage taking these dives, man. I don't know. You still got to get the win, because if he doesn't get the win, he misses out that 100 score.
And he doesn't have cloaking either, so he can't just, go through all those missiles and whatnot.
I'm hoping he's got a good boarding strat using the mind control and everything.
If his, because he doesn't have cloaking, which is interesting. The mind control purchase, I mean, that had to be a strategy for score, right? There's something he was thinking about where he wanted to get that for score, and he wasn't concerned about dodging.
Yeah, that's the first time, definitely in this event, but in any streamer I've seen take advanced FTL navigation like on purpose, you know, rather
Yeah.
than just giving it for free.
I think I misclicked at one time, but that was it.
There you go. It's the only time I take it when it's an accident.
He didn't kill his dive ship. See, this is the problem right now for Retreat is that he's already taken 8 damage.
Yeah.
He's then forced into a double dive, doesn't have cloaking.
Well, and one thing to consider is Farb had that store because he got to the boss fight earlier. I don't think Retreat's going to have a store still available. I think it's going to get taken over.
Yeah, it may very well because he's taking extra time, right?
Mhm. Although I will say his weapon system's pretty awesome. Halberd Beam, Hull Beam, Heavy Laser 2 is pretty darn strong. But his defenses are not there with no cloaking, so... ASB is... There's another 3 damage. He's going to go on the boss fight with, at most, 19 health. But maybe this is just...
Oh,
par
it's
for the course.
gone. That store's gone. It's already gone.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Okay.
Good luck,
Here we
Retreat.
go. Here we go. Let's see how good he is at boss fights with a handicap, basically.
Oh, dodge hack is horribad.
Well, he didn't get the
That's
weapon
his main
hack,
defense
though.
is dodge. That's one of his main defenses. So that's
true.
very not good.
So let's see what the hack is. He's going to hack shields.
He does have a couple speed holes, so that should help.
Okay.
One speed hole should help.
I think he's going to go for the strat of killing every weapon off, taking every weapon offline with boarding. Since there's no overcharge phase 1, I think that's probably his best bet.
Battery got hit. He does not
Okay.
have a one-shot.
Okay, so he's taking out all the weapon systems. Okay. Oh, okay. He got the missiles offline with the Hull plus Halberd. Okay.
Yeah, phase 1. Okay.
He does
he's
have the
making
force
it work.
shield.
I was a little more concerned about damage, but he's doing okay.
Yeah, he's doing a good job. I'm curious if he's gonna... No, okay, he's just gonna kill it.
No, he's
I was
not going to
wondering if
take
he's gonna...
time with it. It's interesting that he
Yeah.
boarded, but then didn't take time to get the crew kills.
That's what I was gonna say. I feel like he could have taken a little bit extra time to take the crew kills, but he doesn't value that, I guess, over the time, I guess.
Yeah.
But he will take the extra ship fights.
We
though.
know he's
It's
going to
like-
take extra fights.
I will.
It's dangerous, though, with his hull. I think
Yeah.
taking a bunch of extra fights right now is dangerous.
Yeah, he's like, I will hurry up the boss fight, but I'll take a couple extra dives. You know, it's what I do. All right. Well, timing-wise, he still looks good, though. I mean, what? Farb was at 120, so he's still doing great time. So it's not like he's really hurting for that. So he's going to really take every single jump. This is pretty amazing to me. This is pretty patient play to take this many extra jumps every single time. That must
Yeah,
be
it's
his
very
style.
patient. He's sticking to what he knows. I mean, we've seen that all throughout the stream. So Crow stuck to what he knew. I stuck to what I know. Farb did. Everyone has pretty much kind of their play style that they've generally played and you expect them to play is what they've played.
Yeah, and it's cool because we get to see a clash of styles. And I can't even imagine what the score is going to be because I didn't think he would break 7K with his first run. And this one is looking like, I don't know, Crow may know scores better because I think he's seen Retreat play more. I'm wondering, oh my gosh, is he going to jump back for a repair?
Oh, the advanced FTL nav? Is that what he did?
That's what he's doing. He
That's
dives,
crazy.
goes, gets the repair, and then is going to be able to advance FTL navigation back to the base. That is so interesting.
Wow. I didn't even think of that because it's
Yeah.
not something I'm used to thinking about.
That
I
is
mean,
such a
hopefully the
unique
store
Hopefully it's
still
still there.
there.
If that repair disappears and he's doing these
repair.
dives for that, ooh.
Yeah. Well,
And
even
there
if
is
it's
an
not there-
unlimited diving policy in this sector, so
Yeah, that's he won't be able to because it'll just get taken over. So, but he has exactly enough jumps, I think, to get the repair and then get there before it gets taken over.
that was pretty sick strat.
Mm-hmm. That is so cool. All right,
Nice.
good quick kill. Yeah.
Done! Oh no! Punished! Max punished!
Max
At
punish.
least he didn't take the ASB hit. That was good. He
true.
lost the manning
Yeah, his
bonus as well
engines are
because
His engines are
engines
so
have
high
bonus.
that he shouldn't have to worry about ASBs here, I guess.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Phase 2. Board, hack, kill. Looks like I'm gonna guess he didn't get the Zoltan shield bypass like Farb did, right? I don't think he did.
I think he did. Yeah.
Oh, he did
did.
take it. Okay.
I thought he did get one.
Okay.
I have new respect for the advanced FTL now. Now that doesn't mean I think it's good or I like it. It just means I don't think it's instead of an F minus minus, we'll just give it an F minus.
There you go. Move it up half a
Yeah, it's moved up.
craptacular tier. Well, I guess what we're seeing the value of it is for score farming, and that's what none of us really do very much. So
Right.
that really is where the value is on it.
Yeah. That's a funny thing about FTL is there's so many kind of niche strategies and very a wide variety of situations that you can't come up with everything yourself. And
Well, here's the punish without cloaking. Let's see how this drone phase hits him.
yeah, I mean the drone
Wow.
phase can go either way when you don't have cloaking. They
Okay.
are getting through.
Okay. It was looking good. Couple hits in there. Actually, not too bad. I think he took 1 damage. That's pretty darn good.
Yeah, it's not too bad.
All right, so there's the crew kill. So Zoltan Shield bypass will be huge for the third phase. And now missiles offline. He's looking pretty home free. So it's all about how much he got from all the dives and score farming. I wonder if he takes an extra dive before the final phase of the boss just for extra score.
I don't think that.
You don't think that's worth?
Cruise ship? No, I don't think the 1 kill from that would be worth.
Okay. It's only scrap kills that are worth the dives, you think?
Yeah, I think if there was like some jump that had a regular fight, he would take it. But
that is the full upgrade. He did it again. That is every system maxed out. That is amazing to me. That is, I never do that, or I hardly ever do that. It's kind of amazing to see him able to do this twice. I think he did that on his first run too, if I'm remembering correctly. I think he got the full upgrade first time. Okay. Well, Blizz, what do you think? Is this a strat you're going to start taking? Are you going to start score farming with, advanced FTL navigation?
I'm not sure I care too much about the score as much as it is in this run.
Yeah.
But that's really interesting with advanced FTL navigation. Like being able to hit that repair, he almost hit that repair beacon, and that would have really done something for him. So I think, I mean, his Zoltan Shield bypass, that's going to be huge.
Yeah. See if he goes with the immediate board, because Farb did not. He does. Okay, I like that. He actually has the slug on piloting, so he doesn't have to worry about the mind control on piloting too. So it's looking really good.
that's why slugs are really the best pilots that feature. I think slugs are the best. Maybe rocks are probably second best. A lot of people like Laniuses because they can defend if they get boarded.
Yeah. I'm not a big fan because when you get crew, you immediately vent them. Now, if they're humans, it's fine, but I don't like to vent my NGs,
Yeah, Laniuses are kind of a pain, to be honest.
Okay, all right. He is looking at about 20 minutes behind Farb, so it's gonna be interesting how if his score is gonna overtake it. Honestly, I feel like with this a full upgraded ship, it might be enough. Double fire and engines, but he gets some good dodge. All right, we're coming up on the final hit there. There it is. Okay, so 1:40.
GG. Hour and 40 minutes.
Hour 40 minutes for retreat. Oh, I cannot wait to see what this score is.
74-62. Yeah. I think squarely based on what happened to me in the round 1. I'm fearful for Farb's faster run here. I think Retreat's going to have a very gnarly tournament score.
That is so interesting to see. Blizz, have you watched many people do this kind of strat where you get this kind of score farming thing?
With this kind of, I mean, I've definitely seen some like where they just dive a bunch. But like with the restrictions you have, this is really interesting. Like, just taking like a few dives and like really maximizing the whole sector. That's pretty cool. I think. I wouldn't have thought of it. So
yeah, and it's cool to see it in action. So Blizz, I got to say thank you so much for joining us and talking with us about Arsenal and for your work. Translating it from the Russian, making it for us stupid Americans to use. It's been awesome talking to you.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah, thanks
it was
for
fun,
having me.
and enjoyed having you on, and thanks for helping hold the fort down once Rand was venting himself, and appreciate you being here.
And remind people where they can find you.
Yeah, I just want to wrap up with one last thing because Bamal couldn't make it, so he wanted me to like have some say for him because he's the one who's really made the mod, and
Sure.
I look up to him. So he's right now they haven't like so there are like these hyperspace changes, so they haven't really been working too much on the mod. I'm going to make these hyperspace changes soon now that I have more time. But they're working on this game called D6 Dice Defenders, and it's on Steam.
Oh.
That's what they're currently working on. Is based on a board game D6. I just wanted to put that out there for Bamolf.
Well, awesome. Yeah.
and,
Sounds like Dicey Dungeons or something, a game I've played on Steam, kind of.
And yeah, you can find Arsenal Plus with guest lists. You should be able to find it on the link if you want to play it. And I'm thinking of getting back to streaming once I figure out how to get a stream deck and get that all running. And my YouTube channel is there. I have some older streams which I've streamed some modded runs. So yeah. Thanks for having me. This tournament is great. I'm gonna keep watching.
Awesome.
Great.
We're gonna have to get you to be a part of the tournament next time and get you speed running or score farming next time.
It's been crazy. I'll have to put in the work. These guys are crazy.
Awesome. Well, again, thank you again for chat. Type ! guest list. You can see his info and follow him and Bamolf and the Arsenal Plus and the game they're working on. So another awesome run. We're going to have to tally up these scores. And when we come back, we'll have an interview with our players and see who's going on in the next round. We'll see you all in just a bit. Alrighty, my friends. We are back with a crazy run. We got to see Retreat with his crazy score farming strat going against Farb, trying to go fast. And I swear that seed did not want you to go fast, did it, man?
Mm-mm. Mm-mm. Neither did Freddy, I think.
No, Freddie was rooting for you. Freddie had no reason not to root fully for you.
I'm just kidding, man.
No,
And Freddie.
I did want I want everyone to do well, but unfortunately we can't have two winners, I guess. Otherwise we wouldn't have a tournament. So I'm anxious to see what the score will
That's
be.
true.
I feel like probably this is deja vu all over again for me. Just an out of body deja vu experience for someone else. So we'll see what happens. I don't know the result. I will say that.
Yeah. We have not heard it
I'm
yet.
pretty sure Retreat got it.
Well, Farb,
can't-
I gotta say, even though we haven't revealed the scores yet, that final boss fight, you got really low, and you kind of checked for that store that was available. Did you know that?
Yeah,
was there?
I was gonna dip out, but I saw the store, and then I kind of looked up at my hole and like at the state of the fight, and I decided to stay in. I think I stayed in a little bit too long at the end though, but I wasn't sure if all their crew was dead, so I was like trying to keep my crew over there to get the final kill, and then the weapons hack kept messing with me too. And
Did you
at
regret
that point,
going
I was
with the glaive beam there? Like when the weapon got hacked and they were bad hack cloak cycles? Were you just sort of like,
No.
oh, why did I end up with this glaive? Why did I use it?
No, not really. The reason I bought the glaive was for one shots, basically, even though I went for the crew kill in phase 1. I could have managed that fight a lot better. So that's why when I saw the weapons hack and I was like, I had the idea in my head that I was already getting the crew kill, I was like, it's not that big of a deal. But then I mismanaged a whole bunch of stuff and got down to 4 whole. And luckily I chose to not spend my scrap before the flagship fight because I wasn't sure what I wanted to upgrade then.
That was huge.
And it ended up working out because I got a full repair.
Yeah, I like that store when you were repairing. You say we're also used to going do one at a time because you don't want a full repair. And then after about 6 or 7, single repairs, you just moved down to the max and went glung.
I was like, what am I doing? I'm sitting here staring at it. I'm like, what am I doing?
Click, 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 click,
I'm
click,
pretty
click.
sure I laughed at myself too. But yeah, that was
nice.
nuts, man.
Well done pulling that win out because that was a really clutch one right at the end.
Thanks.
And then Retreat. Oh, I gotta say, your strats that you're using, these score farming strats, are so unique to me because I've not seen other people play this way. Buying an advanced FTL navigation early to use for more score farming, is that something you do often?
I mean, it's mostly useful for Sector 8, but I guess it didn't really help me. Because like you can get a Sector 8 store and then you can come back to it anytime. So, and it also gives you insurance against bad layouts, but I guess I can't say it was really helpful, but I guess I could show off some of its power, I guess for entertainment at least.
Well, it's interesting.
Retreat just flexing. That's all.
Yeah, he's flexing on. Well, it
might have been more helpful if that repair had stayed up. That was
I was gonna say going back to try to get that repair, and it disappeared right when you tried to get it. Were you pretty hacked about that, or was that not too big of a deal to you?
I guess it would be pleasant to get it, but I know like this run was like complete clown fiesta from the very beginning.
Dude, tell me about it. It was such a mess. I was all over the place. I was playing bad at first, and
yeah, I was also playing bad through entire run. Like I can't even begin to list everything that I did wrong or what went wrong. Like first completely rigged ship choices, then completely
the rigged seed too.
The only thing you guys did wrong was decide to play in an FTL tournament where the casters forced you into playing a Mantle C. I mean, that was really the only thing you did wrong.
First mistake.
First mistake.
I do gotta say though, I did not want to play Mantis B, so that was my pick to ban. But I was actually hoping to play Mantis C because it's the worst ship, and my chance to beat Retreat is him dying. So
well, the strategy almost worked. I feel like he got pretty low a couple times. But let's kind of look at the score so we can kind of reveal the winner. I think we know who probably did, but let's show Farb. Farb had a 60-49, which is honestly a really good score. in an hour 20. So let's reveal his FTL tournament rating is 196.59, so kind of just under 200. And then again, Retreat with this crazy score of 74.62 in an hour 40. Drum roll, is it going to be over 200 FTL rating?
I would think so. Let's see.
I think it's got to be. Okay, Salem apparently screwed up. He's gonna fix that as we reveal.
You don't have to say he screwed up.
He screwed up.
We can hear it. Not everyone needs it.
Throw him
Oh,
under
they
the
need to
bus.
hear it. 223.86. Again, just blowing us away with these scores farming strats. 223.86.
GG, man.
Well done, sir.
That was fun.
So Retreat, keeping with the score farming strats, I'm going to assume that's going to be your strat every single game you play. Is that right?
Well, most players in this tournament are like no post players, so I know that my runs almost certainly will be slower than them. So like I have to go like for another direction.
Well, congrats, sir.
Hey, man, you're the one to do it too.
Yeah, no kidding. You are doing it extremely well and consistently, which is what's blowing my mind. You're just able to make that happen. So we're going to have you in the semifinals tomorrow, I believe. So congratulations, sir. Are you looking forward to the semifinals?
Yeah, sure.
It's going to be a best of 3, I think, for that.
Let's see what you prepared for us next.
Let's see if we can rig more matches, right?
I'm smelling a stealth B coming up.
All right. Well, we are going to take another
real skill.
We're going to take another break when I think Farb, you and Gabo going to do another cast after this, right?
Yes, sir. Gabo will be joining.
Awesome. Well, I'm gonna look forward to that break and see what rigging you guys are gonna do for the next contestants. So I'm gonna do one quick sign out because we do have a little bit of video after this. It's gonna be a little multiverse showcase. Multiverse is kind of a well-known mod that uses hyperspace. They actually work in conjunction with the hyperspace devs for a lot of cool things that they add. So check out this little multiverse showcase. When we come back, we're gonna have a match between. Let me tell you who it's between. It's gonna be Hollow and Rakagak. So stick around for that.